So today's video is an iPhone 4 tips and tricks video. Some of these tips you may already know, some you may not, and hopefully some of them you will use at some point in the future. So the first tip is how to scroll to the top of the page fast. Now this can be used in the iPod, Safari, in an email, in Notes, pretty much any app where you would scroll to the bottom of a document or a web page, anything like that, and you need to get back to the top. So to give you a demonstration, if I go into Safari here, and at the moment I'm on a Macworld news feed, so if I scroll all the way to the bottom of the news feed, now if I want to get to the top of the news feed, normally I would scroll all the way back up again, but to save doing that, what you can do is tap on this bar here. This bar shows the time, the battery life and the network. If you just tap that, it scrolls to the top of the news feed, so I don't have to scroll all the way up the page manually, and this will work in other apps as well. If I go into the iPod, for example, and if I go into songs, if I go to the bottom of my songs, it's right, so I'm right at the bottom of the songs list. If I want to get to the top, I can either scroll up the side here or just simply tap this bar here at the top, and within less than a second it takes you straight back to the top. So that's just a simple way of scrolling back up to the top of a document. Something that comes in handy and something that I use, I'd probably say I use it on a daily basis. So the next tip is how to lock the screen orientation. Now to do this, if you press the home button twice to activate multitasking, and if you swipe to the right, you get the ability to access the iPod, some iPod controls, and this button here, which is the orientation lock. So if I tap that, it says portrait orientation locked, and you also get the lock symbol up in the top there. Now that means that if I rotate the phone into landscape, it won't flip the image. So if I go into Safari, for example, and go to the Apple site, wait for that to load. Now normally if I turn the phone landscape,